Hello. Hair. I've spent an hour this evening trying to cut my own hair. Um, the first sort of when you go bald, the first thing that happens is that you try and cut the egg out the nest, and you end up with a crew cut. And I just fed up with a crew cut. No more. Anyway, so I tried to keep some length on the top, take the shine off. um, which I think I've been fairly successful, and trying to even up the sides. So I thought about making templates and all that sort of stuff, as a radio hand would. A bit of scaffolding, that sort of stuff. But anyway, needless to say, I think I've come close to sort of something that is bearable. I'm going to live with that. I'm all right with it. It's just we'll see anyway. I don't know. Right. Anyway, on the my desktop here, what have I been up to? Well, I had a little bit of trouble. I've got some JBL mini monitors here, and a little bit of an issue with them, where the actual foam here, all around here, completely turned to liquid in some kind of weird jelly in places, and completely disintegrated. Wasn't good. Wasn't a good look, and it was absolutely disgusting. I can't tell you how bad it was. Horrible. It stuck to everything. The whole thing, just literally, it was just completely horrid. Anyway, I managed to get it all off, or a majority of it off, and I cleaned them up as best I can. One thing to bear in mind with these is that I didn't know that you could get a repair kit for this sort of thing. Is that speakers, they're measured from these sort of like these edges, and this is what they loosely term as a 5-inch speaker. Well, it's not. JBL, they're 4 and 3/4 inches, whereas a typical 5-inch speaker might actually be 5 inches or 125 mil, whichever you like. And the bottom line is, this foam, the new foam, was slightly too big. Okay, and it crinkled up when I tried to squeeze it in. There is a kind of semi-official repair kit for these, for the JBLs, but they were about $25 from the US. By the time I got them into the UK, it would have been another 20% because of that. Plus, they would have charged me an admin fee to get them in, to deal with it, and it would have just ended up at about $45. I think the end result was. So I just decided that I was just going to go cheap route, quick and easy. So I got on Amazon and ordered these up. They were about £1.99 for the pair, and I just cut them, and you can see the join. And then obviously cleaned all the garbage off, and then started laying these things on very, very carefully. And once I actually got to a certain point and got these glued in one place, I actually got a cotton bud, lifted the edge, and then glued all the way around the edge. Every step, I let the inner dry actually as well first. Then I did the outer. But each and every step, I made sure that this was actually completely clear and didn't sort of bind on the side of the magnet, so the coil was completely free traveling. Now, there is some things you can do with these if you want to. You can actually cut this cone off, this dust cover off in the middle, and you can put shims down the outside, and then you can actually set this up, and that works well with quite big speakers. I wouldn't recommend you doing this unless you really, really are quite comfortable with a really decent set of speakers, because it's a decent set of speakers. I'd get them professionally done, but for these things, they're just, they're cheap as chips. They're nothing special. I did it myself, and they sound really, really good now. 99.9% back to what they were originally. Anyway, just setting this up took a bit of time. If you do take this out, you can put shims down, but I didn't. And if I'm told that there's actually some sound files that you can download, which will actually make the speaker react in a certain way while you do this, and you can get the whole thing nicely centered by the sound, and just use like an MP3 player or something. The end result, okay, the glue was PVA glue, by the way. The end result was this, okay, and it looks a bit bodged, to be honest, but it actually works really, really well. And I'm really pleased with the results. They are absolutely fantastic. So yeah, that was a good result. So I've saved a set of mini monitors, JBL Mission. I think that's no, they're control ones. But yeah, they're just very basic. They don't sound particularly brilliant. They're not the best, but they're my little speakers. They were given to me by a mate, and I wanted to get a little bit longer out of them. Anyway, so they're back and they're working. What else? Yeah, there was something else I was going to do. Oh yeah, I'm going to revisit my DC, my direct conversion receiver. I did have a little bit of trouble with that one. I started to build the circuit, and what I should have done is I should have started with the audio circuit first and then worked my way into the actual project, because each time you can actually get something out of it. You can get a bit of sound or something like that, so that you can kind of test whether the circuit's working. I did it the other way round, and yeah, it's kind of caused a little bit of bother. So the VFO I did attempt to get going, but every time I tried to check to see whether it was going, I was probably loading it up a little bit too much with the with my oscilloscope. Now I can change the probe. Someone said they've actually got a different probe that I could probably try, but I'm wondering whether or not even that's going to load it up too much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the RSP1A with their spectrum analyzer software, and then see whether or not I can actually see whether the VFO is working properly. So yeah, that's that. So yeah, just a very quick one this evening. I hope that everyone is okay and observing all the social distancing. Just a little note about work. Everything's going, pretty well. We're still fulfilling the mail orders and all that sort of stuff. It has been incredibly busy, and it has been incredibly difficult with only very few of us there. I mean, there really are a handful of us there, and when you're trying to observe all the sort of the safety precautions, i.e., the distancing and all that sort of stuff, it becomes quite difficult for everything to flow. But we're getting there. It's all right. It's we're making the most of it. We're making the best out of it we can, and for the most part the customers are being incredibly understanding, and and the products are actually going out and pretty much on time. So yeah, everything's going well with that. So but I do hope that everything is going well with you. So nothing untoward, fingers crossed. So just keep yourself safe, and everything will be cool. If you've got little projects on the go, I'd love to hear about them. Put them in the description. Tell me what you're up to, because that's always really good. And if there's anything you want to see me talk about, because there are loads and loads of little things that I could probably do. And as I said before, if you want to see a particular radio or something like that played with, then ask, and I'll sort something out. Thanks for watching. See you next time, and stay safe. Bye.